Hello everyone and welcome back, Dom here, and on this video we're going to talk about Mozart's Lacrimosa from Requiem. An amazing piece of music, maybe one of my favorite pieces ever. And what I'm gonna do on this video is I'm going to show you how Mozart took a relatively simple ascending scale and turned it into something that's spine-chilling. It has a massive build-up, and he did all this using his genius harmonies. Right after this. So in order for you guys to be able to listen to the actual piece and for me not to have to worry about copyrights and everything, I did an arrangement for the Lacrimosa up to the point where Mozart wrote. That's where his scripts end. So let's have a listen first and then we'll dive into what he did with the amazing harmonies. It's brilliant. It's like literally, it always gives me the goosebumps, like literally, guys. And you know, it's Mozart. You know, we all know he was a genius. You know, need me to tell you that.
That was Mozart.
By the way, if you want me to show you how I did all this arrangement, because this was all done by hand, I'd never even edited the MIDI and what libraries I used and all these things, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video because I want more people to see stuff like this. This is what I really like, guys. This is what I'm excited about. So the piece is written in 12/8. It's a slow piece. I've heard many renditions from many orchestras. Some maestros like to go very slow, like super slow. Some people play it faster. You know, it depends on how you like it. I like it like medium tempo. I don't like it very fast, but I don't like it very slow, like some orchestras play it. The part that I'm interested in is where the choirs sing in unison and the soprano does this ascending scale. Now, this sounds really plain and simple, really boring, somebody might say. But let's find out how Mozart orchestrated this, how he used harmony to build tension. First of all, he already uses the melody to build tension. So how does he do that? He starts like this. Okay, up to this point, we are in D minor, okay? That's the key. I couldn't be simpler than that. You can go. So he starts with a D minor. Now, this note B natural is not in the key of D minor. You know, it would be, you know, B flat. So already we're going somewhere else. He surprises us. And then he surprises us even more because he goes like E flat, which is again not in the key of D minor. But then check out what he does, which builds the tension even more. So he does a chromatic scale, like he goes semitone by semitone until he goes to the top note, which is an A, and he uses like a super wide range for the sopranos, okay? So he starts from really low all the way up to A, where they can really scream right there. Really, really masterful, this one. You can tell that this was not by, accident. The guy was a genius. Now, the other thing that he does is, of course, he plays with dynamics. So he goes... It's almost like a breath, every... And then, like, longer. So you can already feel the tension just by playing this simple ascending scale, okay? That starts with a D minor and then goes chromatically. So he builds the tension even from the melody. I love it. I love it. And then he also uses the harmony, and that's the most beautiful thing ever, okay? So let's see what he did. So he starts again. He stays home. The entire choir plays D minor. And then A major, which is the fifth, okay? The dominant. And then he goes back to D. D minor. And then... Now he uses this C major there as a dominant for the third. The third of D minor is F major. So he goes D minor, A major, D minor, C major, which is the fifth of the F major. Okay? And then, now this B natural that I talked about earlier is also a surprise chord. And what is it? It's an E major, which acts like a dominant for A minor, where he's going next. So he uses a lot of tonicization. This is basically having the dominant chord of the chord that is going to follow, and it kind of makes the next chord sound like the root, almost, at least a diatonic harmony. So we reached at A minor. And then what does he do? He goes G major. And this is, you guessed it, it's the fifth of C major, maybe? But no! What Mozart does there is he goes to C minor. He goes to a more remote kind of chord. And that's where we start having the kind of chromatic ascending notes there. And then what does he do? He has like a C major seventh to lead to F again. And now we get to some really interesting chords. Because then he goes chromatically again to F sharp. So what could he do there? Could he go... yeah, it would be Mozart if it was this. So he goes... So what does he do there? He uses the German Augmented Sixth chord, which is A flat, C, E flat, and F sharp. Now this was a very, very typical thing for Mozart. It's all over the place, and for the period actually, but he uses this chord to build even more tension. Okay, this chord gives you incredible tension. I use this chord for many things, even for pop music sometimes. It has a very kind of classical connotation, but I love it. How can you not love this sound? So these Augmented Six chords, most of the times, they lead to the fifth, okay, to the dominant. So what happens is you have this, and all the notes have a lot of tension. They want to be resolved. Let me show you how. This needs to be resolved to G. This needs to be resolved to B. This, E flat, needs to be resolved to D. And F sharp, it's the leading tone, it needs to be resolved to G. So that's how it works. And then you go to the root. Now he has taken us to a place where we are so far from D minor. And the place that he could go would be like C minor or C major. But because it's Mozart, he only has 2 more notes to get back to D minor. And he does it. He does it in just 2 notes. Genius, genius. Let me show you how. So he goes Augmented Sixth. So this is A flat. You could say that this is like in normal pop chord, terms, you would say it's an A flat major with a 7. And then he goes to G. G major. And then he has, like I said, 2 more notes. Let's see how he resolved this, because he goes like, what can you do with 2 notes? If you're Mozart, you know what to do with 2 notes.
Grazie, signore.
What does he do? He adds another augmented 6th chord. Incredible. Let me explain what he did there. So what he does is he uses the augmented 6th for the D minor. Before we were in C minor, but what he does now is he goes, and then when he hits the A, the highest note, he gives us a D minor 6/4, or like second inversion, okay? And then the 5th, and he ends like this. Let's analyze this augmented 6th chord. It's B flat. And again, this needs to be resolved here to A. He could do that, but instead he leads this to A. And then A major, and it's like majestic, bombastic, So let's say you want to find the augmented 6th. A very easy way to find the augmented 6th of a key, if you want to have like a cheat way, is if you're in A minor, for example, you can actually go up 1/6 and then build a major 7th chord. And that's the German augmented 6th, right? So F with E flat, which actually should be written D sharp, okay? Because it wants to lead to E. If it was flat, it would lead to the note below that. Then they all want to be resolved like this. And this will give you a lot of tension with your compositions. It has a kind of grandiose kind of tone. Let's play it once and let's observe the chords again and let's appreciate the magic of Mozart. Goosebumps, guys! This is Mozart, and as you can see, the thing that I appreciate about classical music is all these amazing maestros back then, all these incredible composers. They had an orchestra, they had no technical means, they had zero, plugins or anything like that. They could build tension just by using the right notes and maybe dynamics. And the orchestra, of course, the orchestration, the arrangement also plays a big part of it. But as you can see, I'm just playing the choir part here, and it sounds so immense and so intense. And the build-up, in my opinion, is much better than any build-up you can have on an EDM track, with... these are all amazing. I love them. You know that I do videos like this all the time, and I love creating sounds like this, and I love any type of music, okay? I'm not a music snob by any means, but this is really incredible. This is something that you don't need to have any technical skills to achieve. You just need to work on your craft and, you know, appreciate what music is at its very core. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I've actually analyzed Mozart's Lacrimosa, this specific part, with many friends of mine, many top-level musicians, jazz musicians, and it's so fascinating. It's such a great topic for conversation. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't go too deep. I hope that it's still accessible to people that don't have a lot of experience with music theory and music harmony. But even if you don't, I hope that inspires you to learn about music theory and music harmony, because it's not just books and rules and, you know, boring stuff. It's actually beautiful stuff like this as well. And if by any chance you enjoyed this video and you found it useful or entertaining, please subscribe to the channel, consider this. I'm gonna play a chord while you do this. Maybe hit that bell notification icon as well. Maybe the like button too. Share the video maybe. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one.